Yeah, that's what's the Bryce fits. And this is how we get it. Yeah, you know he robbing his.
What's going on, guys? It's Bryce from FitCircus, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I want to talk about Travis Scott. Now, this isn't exactly going to be an album review of Utopia. I kind of want to go over the aesthetic, the themes, and the overarching narrative that Utopia has over Travis Scott, how this is going to carry his career for the next few years. So before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any videos, updates, anything like that. I make videos all the time, so support the channel. Alright, I'm trying to pay my bills. I'd appreciate it. But let's get into it. So Travis Scott, Utopia, has dropped just over 2 weeks ago at this point, so it's been sitting with me for a while. I've been listening to it over and over and over and over and over again, and I have a pretty good feel for this album. I really do, but I want to go over the themes of this album and the kind of juxtaposition that it has with his prior album, Astroworld, because, you know, we have Rodeo, and then we have Birds. Rodeo is actually my favorite Travis album, and then we have Astroworld, and I want to focus on Astroworld because I believe the way this had carried Travis Scott's career to the limelight, to superstardom, is crazy, and I want to kind of see how Utopia's gonna kind of unfold in a similar way or not. So Astroworld, you know, dropped 2018, and it was followed through with incredible first week sales, lots of merch, festivals, tours, you name it, it was happening. We had this crazy, spacey, almost sci-fi, and almost, without sounding cliche, the word Utopia itself is almost in Astroworld, and myself, it's just circus, theme park, everything is happy, and that's kind of the aesthetic he was going for. This colorful, spacey theme, and even looking at the tour setup, I mean, look at this crazy stage design. There's a fucking roller coaster, and a fucking astronaut on the stage with this giant ring of fire, and this was pretty, you know, when you think of Travis Scott, you probably thought of, like, these theme park rides, the Astroworld aesthetic. I mean, it's been 5 years, and this whole theme has pretty much lifted Travis Scott to the artist he is today. You know what I'm saying? And you look at something like Utopia, and you don't quite get that. Looking at the merch on the website, you get these dark, almost mysterious, confusing themes that don't really describe the word Utopia. I mean, Utopia is this perfect place where no bad can go wrong. I mean, it's Utopia. I mean, in the most serious sense of the word. And we don't get that with Utopia. We get almost more questions, we get answers. It's mysterious, it's dark, it's gritty, and I'm not really sure what to make of it, because it's almost the complete opposite of Astroworld. And I feel like the Utopia aesthetic fits more with the word dystopia, and of course that's referring back to the little 2P EP we got like 2 years ago at this point. And I feel like this was heavy foreshadowing on what we would get on Utopia, because that's exactly what we got. I mean, looking at Astroworld music videos, you get this spacey, euphoric theme, and you put that right against like the imagery used for Utopia. It's the complete opposite. It's dark, it's almost scary, and it's extremely interesting because I'm curious if this can really lift Travis Scott more than he is. I mean, let's be real. If you're a hip-hop fan, if you're a music fan, especially a concert fan, you're probably a fan of Travis Scott, alright? And you probably check out whatever he has dropped. Of course, it's been 5 years, so you've probably been dormant on that. And when Utopia came out, a lot of these fans probably came back and are listening to Utopia right now. But my question is can Travis Scott hold on to these fans for the next few years like he did with Astroworld? Because I don't really think Travis Scott is gaining new fans at this point. I don't. I feel like he's reached a point where it's almost stagnant, where it's like, how much bigger can you get? I mean, I know Travis Scott isn't the biggest artist in the world, but for what he does, it makes me question how much bigger can he get, which is why I feel like this Utopia album and aesthetic is more so for the fans. I mean, Astroworld was more pop. It was very obvious what Travis Scott was doing at Astroworld, not dropping 5 years. It was very obvious he was trying to become the biggest artist he possibly could, riding off the themes of that album. And he did a damn good fucking job at it. But with this one, it seems more introspective, you know. And I'm not saying that just because it's dark and gritty, Travis Scott can't really reach those heights that he could with Astroworld. But I'm looking at albums like Donda and that aesthetic and how that worked out for Kanye. I'm looking at albums like Whole Lotta Red and how that dark aesthetic worked out for Playboi Carti. And I feel like Travis Scott is following in similar footsteps. And I'm not really trying to say that Utopia sounds like those albums. It definitely does Donda a little bit, but that's obvious. I mean, I shouldn't even have to explain to you why it does. I just shouldn't. If you're questioning why, you do some hip hop research or something, cause geez. But I don't think the album sounds like a whole lot of Red at all, apart from Fiend, obviously with Playboi Carti. This just has me thinking it's like, you know, Astroworld was an album that the whole world stopped to look at, and it seems like when Utopia dropped, the same thing happened. However, I feel like the world stopped for a long time for Astroworld, and even throughout those 5 years, the world kept stopping for moments, even, you know, of course, the tragic moments that did, of course, follow the album's release. Hopefully we don't have any more of those with Utopia, but I'm curious if Travis Scott's gonna continue to pull through, gonna continue to cause moments, and gonna continue to be one of the biggest artists in the world, selling out arenas. I'm super excited for the Utopia tour. With the Utopia album, really, with the riding off the back of that, I'm just curious. And I'm not exactly sure if it's going to have the same impact as Astroworld. I feel like Astroworld was like magic in a bottle, once in a lifetime type thing. No artist could ever pull off an Astroworld type album ever, because that just worked so perfect for Travis Scott. I mean, it really did. And I'm not sure if Utopia is gonna really have that same lasting power that Astroworld did because of that. However, that's not to dog in the album, because I think the album's fucking amazing. And yeah, I'm just curious on how this is gonna last, how this is gonna play in a Travis Scott, you know, as we have the concerts, music videos, you know, events, festivals, music video. I mean, so many things are gonna go on post this album, and I'm kind of just curious how it's gonna hold up Travis Scott's career in comparison with Astroworld, because of how well Astroworld performed over 5 years. That shit's crazy. That's some staying power right there. But let me know what you guys think. All right. Is this gonna lift Travis Scott to new heights? Is it gonna kind of stagnate him? Do you think people are gonna kind of stop losing interest faster, and Travis Scott's gonna be forced to release earlier than usual? Let me know. But if you guys enjoyed watching, make sure to subscribe to the bell so you don't miss any videos, updates, anything like that. Go in the description, follow my TikTok, my Spotify, my Twitter, my Instagram. Get that weekly updated new Music Friday playlist, and join my Discord down there too. And yeah, it's been Bryce. Peace.
Coming with the hot shit, all they do is talk shit. You can never stop it, boy, just stop. High-end drug, call that HD vision. All these other motherfuckers full of indecision. Music flowing through your city like drug money. Made a meal off rap, fuck drug money. And now you hit me like I got you whatever you need. But deep down,